Life with a millionaire dad was never as simple as people thought. From the outside, my life looked perfect. A big house with shining marble floors, a backyard pool, fancy cars lined up in the driveway. My classmates used to say I was lucky, that I had everything they could ever dream of. I used to smile and nod, but deep inside, I wanted to tell them they were wrong. Yes, my dad was rich, but what I really wanted was not another toy or another vacation. I just wanted him. I don't remember a single birthday party where he was there on time. Most of the time, Mom would hold my hand and blow the candles with me while my dad's chair stayed empty. I would wait, hoping to hear his footsteps coming through the hall, but it never happened. When he did come home late at night, he would tiptoe into my room, kiss my forehead, and whisper, "Happy birthday, princess. One day you'll understand why I do this." Didn't understand. All I felt was a hollow space in my heart that no amount of gifts could fill. As I grew older, the distance between us became wider. By the time I was 16, I had stopped waiting for him to show up. Instead, I got angry. Angry at him, at his money, at the business that always came before me. Whenever he tried to make small talk, I would shut him out. "You can't just throw money at everything, Dad," I shouted once during dinner, slamming my fork down on the table. He didn't shout back. He just sat there quietly, his eyes looking at me in a way I had never seen before. Tired, sad, almost broken. I didn't care then. I thought I was teaching him a lesson. I decided to get a part-time job at a cafe. After school, I wanted to know what it felt like to earn my own money, to live without relying on his. It was hard, standing for hours, cleaning tables, smiling at rude customers. But every time I held my small paycheck, I felt proud. Refused his gifts, refused his driver, refused anything that would remind me of his money. I wanted to be my own person. And then everything changed one evening when we got a call from his office. Dad had collapsed at work. We rushed to the hospital, and I saw him lying there, tubes attached to his arm, pale and weak. For the first time in my life, I saw him as more than just the man who worked too much. I saw him as a human being who had pushed himself beyond his limits just to give us the life he never had. When he woke up, I held his hand, and for a moment, I was a little girl again. "Why do you do this to yourself?" I asked, tears falling down my cheeks. His voice was weak, but his words pierced straight through me. "'Cause I wanted you to have everything I didn't. Every deal I made, every late night, it was all for you. But I forgot that money can't buy time. I forgot that the thing you needed most was me." Something inside me broke that day. Or maybe it healed. From that moment, I decided I wouldn't waste any more time being angry. I started talking to him, really talking, asking him about his childhood, his struggles, his dreams. He told me how he used to walk miles to school in torn shoes, how he would skip lunch just so he could save a little money to buy books. I had never heard these stories before. For the first time, I understood why he worked so hard, not because he loved money, but because he never wanted me to feel the pain he had felt. Slowly, we started rebuilding our relationship. He began coming home earlier, setting aside time just for me. We would sit on the porch together, drinking tea, talking about life. Those moments became more valuable to me than any vacation or expensive gift. I started to see that I didn't have to choose between his world and mine. I could create my own. After finishing school, I made a decision that shocked him. I refused to work in his company. Instead, I started my own small project, a social initiative to provide education for children from poor families. It was hard in the beginning. I faced failures, rejections, and financial struggles. But every time I felt like giving up, I remembered the man who built an empire from nothing. His blood ran in my veins. I couldn't quit the day I launched my first scholarship program. My dad sat in the front row, his eyes shining with pride. After my speech, he hugged me and whispered, "You're richer than I'll ever be." And in that moment, I realized what he meant. True wealth wasn't the house we lived in, the cars we drove, or the money in the bank. It was love, compassion, and the courage to build something meaningful. Life with a millionaire dad taught me more than I could have ever imagined. It taught me that money can make life comfortable, but it can't make it complete. It taught me that sacrifice is another name for love. It taught me that the greatest gift my father ever gave me was not his fortune, but his story, his struggle, and his heart. Today, I still live in a nice house and drive a nice car. But I wake up every morning knowing that my true inheritance is not his money, it's his wisdom and the fire to keep going, no matter how hard life gets.